Hey, my dear friends, how are we all? Good? Fantastic? Awesome? I hope so. This is Amirash welcoming you to the one shot session of your CBSE Class 10 chapter Life Processes. And in this particular video, we'll be understanding everything related to life processes of CBSE Class 10 Biology with me, Amirash. So guys, I'll try to keep the session short and crisp so that everyone will be able to understand and complete the chapter as such. Okay? So let's get started. First, have a look at the index. It means the topics that we'll be covering. We'll be covering nutrition, respiration, transportation, and excretion. Actually, I'm teaching after a very long time. You're watching me over here. So let's see how it goes. Hopefully, it will go well. These are the four topics. Nutrition is also referred to as digestion by some people, but actually it's nutrition that we'll be talking about because we are talking about both plants and animals. Okay, animals and humans, of course, because human beings are also animals, you all know, right? To start करें फिर. So I'll try to keep the session in both Hindi and English so that both the people understand. Talking about the four important life processes. Life processes means the processes जो important हैं for our survival. Without them we cannot even survive for a day, you can say. इतने ज़्यादा important हैं ये processes for our body. Clear? So what are the four processes? Nutrition and digestion, breathing and respiration, circulation, excretion. And remember, they are always interconnected. ऐसा नहीं है कि digestion अलग है, respiration अलग है. No. Every process is interconnected and they are equally important for our body. ठीक है everybody? So we are starting with nutrition and digestion. पहले बात करते हैं the types of nutrition. So if I categorize, there are two types of nutrition, heterotrophic and autotrophic. First let's talk about autotrophic. Auto means self, okay? And trophic, the organisms which can make their own food, which can prepare their own food and are not dependent on other organisms for their survival. मतलब वो खुद self sufficient है. They are not dependent on other organisms. ठीक है? Whereas heterotrophic organisms are dependent on the autotrophs directly or indirectly for their survival or obtaining nutrition. Obtaining nutrition मतलब food लेना उनसे. ठीक है? Because food से survival होगा, of course. इसके भी three parts are there. We have saprophytic, parasitic, holocytic. Saprophytic में what happens? The organisms feed, मतलब वो खाते हैं dead and decaying matter. जैसे कि कूड़ा पड़ा हुआ है, for example. ठीक है? So they are going to feed upon it. मतलब वो उस पर feed करेंगे, उस पर जाएंगे and they are going to absorb it, eat it. ठीक है? Simplest way में I have tried to explain you. Hit the thumbs up. Parasitic. Parasitic say the only word comes as host, that they are dependent on a host for their survival. Without the host they cannot survive. So they obtain the nutrition from their host. Host can be anything. It can be a plant, it can be an animal, it can be a human as well. ठीक है? Is this much clear to everybody? Are we getting the clarity right now? Very good. And holozoic nutrition is what we human beings are. We are ingesting the food and then our digestive system digests the food and obtains nutrition, obtains nutrients from the food, isn't it? So interesting है कि नहीं? ठीक है, अब plants के बारे में बात करते हैं, photosynthesis. तो photosynthesis का basic meaning अगर मैं simplest language में बोलूँ is the synthesis of food in the presence of light. Photo means light. Wherever you hear the term photo, and the most abundant light present in the universe is our sunlight. So in presence of sunlight as well as a green pigment known as chlorophyll, okay, when plants are going to prepare their own food, that will be termed as photosynthesis. Okay? So what are the steps? First, they are going to take light energy from the sun. Water is going to be absorbed through the soil. आपको पता है, xylem tissue transports water. अब क्या होगा? Carbon dioxide will be absorbed and oxygen will be released in photosynthesis as a byproduct. Byproduct मतलब waste, ठीक है, which is not used, which is generated after after the process, and glucose will be formed, which is the food, and it is used by the plant, and it is stored in the form of starch. ठीक है, it is stored in the form of starch. Talking about nutrition in amoeba, how does amoeba take its nutrition? So you know amoeba has a special agent. जैसे ही अमीबा को कोई भी खाना दिखता है, कोई फूड पार्टिकल दिखता है, तो वो मैजिक करता है, वो अपनी फीट निकालना शुरू कर देता है. फीट, pseudopodia. Pseudo means false, podia means feet. So pseudopodia basically means false feet. अमीबा उस पार्टिकल के चारों ओर ऐसे एक स्ट्रक्चर निकालता है एंड फिर उसको इंजेस्ट कर लेता है. ठीक है, then the digestion takes place, and it is a unicellular organism. Just one cell is present, so one cell is responsible for carrying out all the processes. For that, one cell is responsible for carrying out the entire digestion. फिर absorb होगा, nutrients distribute होंगे and ingest हो जाएगा. Done. Now the most interesting part is the human digestive system. The human digestive system is very complex, and we need to develop the understanding. The fundamentals must be crystal clear. The parts are, as you can see, salivary glands, tongue, epiglottis, esophagus, liver, gallbladder, stomach, pancreas, small intestine, large intestine, cecum, appendix, which is known as vermiform appendix basically, rectum and anus. ठीक है, so what happens when we ingest? अच्छा दिया हुआ है ना, ठीक है, we'll go into detail one by one. अभी आप एक बार ये देख लो कि what is the exact system, and ये पूरा जो tube होता है ना, starting from mouth to the anus, this entire tube is known as the alimentary canal. Is that clear everyone? I hope it's clear. एलिमेंट्री कैनाल को हम गट भी बोलते हैं, और 11th में आप पढ़ोगे कि हम इसको GI ट्रैक्ट भी बोलते हैं. GI मतलब गैस्ट्रो इंटेस्टाइनल. गैस्ट्रो refers to the stomach, intestinal refers to the intestine. So stomach and intestine are the main parts of the human digestive system. Let's start with the buccal cavity. Buccal cavity means mouth, and इसको हम oral cavity भी बोलते हैं. Okay, is the mouth the first organ, and this is the organ from where the digestion is initiated or from where the digestion starts. Is that clear? Digestion start कहाँ से होगा? Buccal cavity से mouth में digestion start होगा. Agents जो mouth के हैं, there are, just a second, there are 3 agents. Let me change my pen. Green. Tongue, is it visible? I doubt if it's visible. Wait a second. Black. ठीक है. Tongue, teeth and saliva. They are the 3 agents of the buccal cavity that are going to help. अब chemical reactions देखते हैं in the buccal cavity, very important from the board's perspective. एक मिनट, हाँ. See, what happens? जो teeth है, the function of teeth is to cut and grind food. That is, food को चबाना. ठीक है, and जो बड़े particles हैं उनको छोटे particles में convert करना. Right? If I talk about the tongue, the functioning of tongue is to move the food, okay, during the chewing process, and also moisten it. Moisten मतलब food को liquid बनाना, because जो हम food intake करते हैं, it's not necessary it's liquid, it might be solid also. So it converts solid into liquids. ठीक है, and इसमें help करता है हमारा salivary duct, parotid, that you know, that is saliva. Saliva helps us, and the enzyme secreted by saliva is salivary amylase. So what salivary amylase does? Salivary amylase breaks starch into simple sugars. Complex starch or carbohydrates that we ingest, that is broken down into simple sugars, and the simple sugar is known as, just a second, where should I write? Should I write this way? Maltose. Okay, which is a disaccharide. We'll read about that in the future. Esophagus is a connecting pipeline. Connecting, where is the pen? Connecting pipeline, which connects the mouth with the stomach. ठीक है, mouth को stomach से connect करता है. Chemical reactions in the stomach, what happens? स्टमक के जो ग्लैंड्स होते हैं, ग्लैंड्स मींस व्हिच सीक्रेट एंजाइम्स, ठीक है, ग्लैंड सीक्रेट करते हैं एंजाइम्स को जो डाइजेशन में हेल्प करते हैं केमिकल रिएक्शंस में। HCl, pepsin and mucus, these are the three important enzymes released by gastric glands. See, in stomach, if I say, only protein digestion takes place. माउथ में मैंने आपको बताया स्टार्च का डाइजेशन होता है। Similarly, in the stomach, we just have protein digestion. And जो एंजाइम इसमें हेल्प करता है, that is known as pepsin. Are we clear? Pepsin. Actually, pepsin होता नहीं है, it is known as pepsinogen. But अभी के लिए pepsinogen, अभी के लिए pepsin ही ठीक है। Just a second. हाँ, अभी के लिए pepsinogen ठीक है। तो HCl is the hydrochloric acid. अब आप बोलोगे एसिड क्यों निकाला है इसने? सी, पेप्सिन को अगर काम करना है, अगर अच्छे से प्रोटीन डाइजेस्ट करना है तो उसको एक एसिडिक एनवायरनमेंट, एक एसिडिक मीडियम चाहिए। विदाउट द एसिडिक मीडियम इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू फंक्शन प्रॉपर्ली। इज दैट क्लियर एवरीबॉडी? So pepsinogen is the enzyme or pepsin which digests the protein, and HCl is needed to facilitate pepsin's action to activate pepsin. HCl की वजह से pepsin activate होगा और digestion start हो जाएगा। But we all know guys that whenever acid is present, acids are highly corrosive. They destroy everything. So when acids destroy the things, they can even destroy our stomach. Why not? So that is why we have mucus, which is our bodyguard in the stomach, and its function is to protect the lining of the stomach. Lining मतलब stomach का epithelium. पढ़ा है ना 9th में? Stomach की covering, stomach का wall. Otherwise it is going to destroy. फिर stomach से food आ जाता है into the small intestine. Let's understand what happens in the small intestine. It is the main site of digestion. The main site मतलब यहाँ पर डाइजेशन होता है, मेन डाइजेशन होता है। अब देखो स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन में लिवर एंड पैनक्रियास की सिक्रीशंस आती है, मतलब इनके एंजाइम्स आते हैं। सो लिवर सिक्रीट्स बाइल। व्हाट इज द फंक्शन ऑफ बाइल? इमल्सिफिकेशन ऑफ फैट। क्या होता है, हमने देखा कि माउथ में स्टार्च छोटा बन रहा है, ठीक है, स्टमक में प्रोटीन का डाइजेशन हो रहा है, बट अभी तक फैट का डाइजेशन हैजंट स्टार्टेड, इसलिए डायरेक्टली फैट जो बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स है उसको हम नहीं अब्सॉर्ब कर पाएंगे। So we need to break the fat into small globules or small parts. This is known as emulsification of fat. ठीक है, converting the complex particles of fats into simpler ones is known as emulsification. Is that clear? So liver का bile juice helps in this emulsification, जिसकी वजह से fat थोड़ा सा छोटा हो जाता है, मतलब इनके particles छोटे हो जाते हैं। Pancreas secretes pancreatic juice which contains trypsin. Trypsin proteins को completely digest कर देता है, एकदम छोटे छोटे particles में convert कर देता है, and lipase fats को digest कर देता है। Okay? And small intestine wall secrete intestinal juice which helps in the final digestion. तो end products अगर कोई आपसे पूछे, अच्छा wait a second, we'll come to that. Absorption in the small intestine. See, digestion is only useful if there is absorption, because we are eating food for getting nutrition. For 1 second, we are eating food to absorb the nutrients, because our body needs nutrients to perform various activities. Okay, so absorption takes place in the small intestine as we have villi present. We have villi and microvilli present which help in absorption of food, and there are finger-like projections ऐसे which increase the surface area for absorption. ठीक है, end product of various macromolecules. Macromolecules are like carbohydrates, proteins, fats. So carbohydrates are converted into glucose, proteins into amino acids, fats into fatty acids and glycerol. These are the final products, and a lot of MCQs are asked from here. So have a look at that. Action in the large intestine. Coming to this, what is the function of large intestine? No significant digestion takes place over here, but basically the excess of water gets absorbed and fecal matter is eliminated through the anus. जो फूड डाइजेस्ट हो गया है वो तो एब्जॉर्ब हो जाएगा. What about the food which hasn't been digested? तो वो लार्ज इंटेस्टाइन की तरफ यहाँ से मूव करेगा. Is that clear everybody? यहाँ से ऐसे मूव करेगा. This is the anus, जहाँ से fecal matter will be released. So this is known as elimination or egestion. So I am thinking of taking respiration, circulation in the next class and excretion and PYQs in the third class. Okay guys, thank you so much. Bye bye.